Hello world, hello world. How you guys doing? Listen, as always, guys, I'm excited because we have yet again another amazing contestant, another amazing entrepreneur from season 3. Guys, look, when I tell you Miss Camryn Taylor was somebody that you need to know, I remember when I first met her at casting in Detroit. And she was like, "Oh my God, it's you! I watched the show. Like, she was like, I watched season 1, I watched season 2." So it made me feel good because to hear somebody say that they watched the show, right? And not only did she watch the show, but she went from watching the show from being on the show. So, guys, help me welcome the one, the only Miss Camryn Taylor.
Hey
What's
y'all. what up though, y'all? What's going on?
Well, listen, look, Miss Taylor, look, I couldn't do you any justice. I want you to tell everybody who you are and what it is that you do.
All right, y'all. Well, as you know, I am Camryn Taylor, better known as Cammy Marie here on Facebook. What I do is I am the owner of Craven Her Curves, CHC, better known as. And what Craven Her Curves is a plus size lingerie brand that is rooted in just anything womanhood. It's rooted in self awareness and self acceptance and just having radical confidence about yourself. One of my key takeaways from our brand, my mission statement basically is our lingerie is not for a performance, it's to empower. Lingerie is not for the watchers, for the wearer. So that's what I do. I provide flattering, comfortable experiences for plus size women who look just like me. And we heal together through that journey, through sisterhood and through having fun.
Now, Miss Taylor, I want to talk about that just for a second before we get ready to play your commercial, because guys, y'all don't understand. When I first met her, that was not in her introduction.
It
Okay,
was not. It was
it was not in her introduction. Man, look, y'all have to. What I should have did was I should have clipped, and we're gonna do it for the reunion. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do it for the reunion so everybody can re-see her casting, and she came in as this boy, this wholesome hospitality. Like, it was like boom, boy. She came in corporate structure, baby. She left the show. She was like, I'm changing my whole MO. Okay.
Because Craving Her Curves had actually been around before I even had the hospitality idea. I actually opened up Craving Her Curves in the 2019. And so what the show did really for me was it sat me down. It sat me down and it woke me up at the same time. Coming to the show, I just thought that, I felt this new change, this kind of growing up that I needed to do. And I felt like that's what the show was a good sign of. But I think in trying to grow up and be serious, be corporate, because I love the hospitality industry, I'm still in it. But that's just not where my passion was at all. And the show definitely helped me find my passion. I think watching the show back, I'm definitely seeing where I wasn't as confident as I normally am. And that's because I didn't fully believe in myself. I didn't fully believe in the idea that I had coming to the show. So after the show, unfortunately, it took me to get eliminated, but I appreciate everything I got from the show, from being casted to being eliminated to meeting Dr. Pitts, meeting the staff, meeting everybody. So I'm happy that it woke Craving Her Curves back up in me.
And guys, I want to show you something because, baby, this commercial that she put together, let me tell you, talking about somebody emerging from the ashes. When I tell you, if there was anything that I'm witnessing, some like being proud of a contestant, like accelerating after the show, 100%. And the contestants should be able to testify to this. It's the one and only Miss Camryn. Like, I'm talking about every time I'm scrolling down my timeline, I'm like, dang.
I told y'all that the episode I got eliminated. I said, I'm gonna get on y'all nerves. Watch out for me. You ain't got a choice.
Yes.
You see me.
Yes. Look, ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy this amazing 35-second powerful commercial that Miss Camryn Taylor and her company represents. Here we go.
Lingerie isn't for the watcher, it's for the woman wearing it. Alone, unapologetic, and unbothered. Your body is not a problem to be fixed. It's a sacred place to come home to. When craving her curves, she was made just for you. The woman who's done hiding, who's ready to put guilt and shame to rest. This isn't lingerie to impress, it's lingerie to empower. Craving her curves. Satisfy your cravings today.
Woo! Yes, baby. Yes, yes, yes. Well, listen, Cameron, let's dive right into it.
Let's get
Um,
into it.
that commercial is a great segue into the first question, which is, what was the most valuable lesson from being on the show, and how has that impacted your business on today?
Um, I think I kind of touched on it a little bit. I think the most valuable lesson that I got from the show is don't sleep on myself. I never really, I think from watching the show to being on the show, I think when I was watching the show, I was learning a lot of things. I was learning a lot of things that I could pivot from. Like I would watch other contestants and see what they did wrong. And okay, so if I get a client that has something like that, I would pivot. But being on the show, if you don't have the confidence in yourself, if you don't believe in what it is that you're trying to bring to your community, bring to the world, it's just not going to sit right. It wasn't, I thought it was God's plan. I thought it was a part of my journey to go into hospitality, but I'm seeing now that that's just a part of my story. It's not necessarily the end of my story. So I'll definitely use it for a 9 to 5, but my heart belongs to Craving Her Curves. I am Craving Her Curves. Craving Her Curves is me. And as far as I tried to stray away from it for whatever reason, I just couldn't do it. So I think that's the most valuable thing that I took from the show, and the people, the connections that I made, and just remembering how good at networking I am and how good I am with people. It woke up the beast in me.
Absolutely. And guys, I want you guys to really pay attention to what Cameron is saying. I get it, right? We have 10 contestants, and all 10 contestants, you're going to have some that are going to be indifferent. Some are going to probably tell you that they didn't get anything from the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's what speaks to the ones like Cameron. That's all I care about, right? And I get it, because I've learned that trying to be a people pleaser will literally, you will drift so far off in the ocean, and
Yeah.
you will look back and you'll see all the people that was like, hey, listen, I would have appreciated you just saying hi to me.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm at that surface level now where it's like, it's okay. Right.
Yeah.
It's at the end of the day, it's okay. But when I hear stories like yours, Cameron, it motivates me more as a producer, as a writer, to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll always remind myself, just one. That's it. Just one. So if Camryn was the only one, and she wasn't, because we had some great interviews. We had a great interview with Chosen, great interview with Contrella. But if she was the only one, I would be okay. So I'm just glad to hear your story, Camryn, which gives us our next question. Looking back, is there anything that you would have done differently now that you're able to see the show? What would you have done differently looking back?
Oh, I didn't sat with this question for so long since I left Atlanta, to be honest with you. I think the biggest thing I would have done differently, I would have remembered that it's a competition. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I think getting there, and when I finally met all the contestants, we just had this connection among us that it just, I had to remind myself, hey, this is a competition, girl. We gotta wake up in the morning and do A, B, C, and D. So it's like, I really wish I would have kept my head in the game. But like I said, I met such wonderful people. I learned so much from these people. They learned from me as well. I was able to really just like connect back with that entrepreneurial spirit that I had. And yeah, so I think that would be the biggest thing that I would change. Like if I were to come back for season 4, oh, they gonna have a problem because I'm be nice, I'm be cordial, but I didn't play the game right. So that's one thing I would change.
Absolutely. And you know, Cameron, I always, you know, for me, right? You know, we started out in the Telegram group, and I was like, man, guys, I'm so glad that you guys are just like getting
Yeah.
along. I'm so glad that you guys are like, y'all are, but I just want y'all to know that when the cameras roll,
Yeah.
this is a competition at the end of the day, right? And but I'm glad though, I'm glad that's another part of the show that I would never change. I would never do anything differently is the part of connect because networking, the part of connecting, that's part of being an entrepreneur, right?
Yeah.
The
A
goal
huge
is
part.
to meet people that are not in the same lane. And I try to do my best to not put entrepreneurs on the show that are doing the same thing because
Yeah.
it makes the dynamics that much more meaningful with the connections because it's,
Right.
you do this and you do that and you do this. So it just kind of helps out. So
Right.
next question, how has your participation on the show influenced your personal brand and what's next for Miss Camryn Taylor?
So, another part of my background, I actually did acting. I did a lot of like set designs, and I did a lot of stage plays. I've done a lot in the acting realm. So I think this show also opened up a whole nother opportunity for me, from other competition shows to just any show in general. I definitely want to get more into the events space as well. After the show, I was definitely able to get a lot more like fashion shows and stuff like that booked, which is something that I was already doing. But I'm getting a lot more opportunities to go more so into like the production type space. So I definitely want to have fun with that. Never did it as an adult, so I definitely want to see what the difference is between doing it for fun as a teen and doing it for serious as an adult. So
I love it. And guys, listen, I just want you to know I am one of those people when I see a window of opportunity, again, I do love how what Camryn brought to the show. And if she doesn't come back as a contestant, we are going to be talking to see what role can she play to be on the team because
with my red shirt.
she definitely carries the demeanor, the positivity. I've seen how she interacts with in engagement, how she responds. Those things are important when you're doing film taping and you're trying to elevate. And guys, I want people who are who has a generous heart in wanting to move the needle in what we're trying to do, the platform that we're trying to create. At the end of the day, we get it. Yep, it's TV, and there are certain things that we do for TV. However, we are changing the dynamics no matter what little tidbits that we may kind of like play into the show just to make it a show. Because at the end of the day, we do want to create viewers, right? We want to have that viewership, but the basis of the platform is for individuals like Camryn to see the vision and say, hey, I want to come on board. I want to help in any way, shape, form, or fashion. And like she just stated, it increases the resume. All the entrepreneurs from season 3, 2, and 1 now can actually say, I was a part of a team. I can literally say that I have a portfolio of being on TV to some shape, form, or fashion, right? It adds to so for some, it created a resume. For others, it added to the resume. And it's by choice, right? If you want to add that on, great. But at the end of the day, the content will continuously flow through all of the channels that we currently have. So kudos to you, Camryn. Next question is, walk us through, this is one of the sad pieces, right? And it was really sad for what was the she wasn't a judge on when you got eliminated, but she called me. She was like, Miss Pixie Lee.
Yeah.
She was like, oh my God, Camryn got eliminated. I was rooting for her. I was hoping that she made it to the end. But walk us through when you got eliminated and what that did for you. And just kind of walk it, because nobody, I say this all the time, guys, when the cameras are rolling, you guys don't get to see a lot of the stuff, and we cut a lot of it out because some of you guys may not, you're like, okay, why did they put that in there? We didn't need to see that. Some of you guys are not sensitive to that stuff. But as a producer, as a writer, as the other contestants who fall in, it's crazy how in 6 days, people will fall in love with each other in the house. Like, man, like I love because of the positivity that's created, right? When you can create a positive environment, love is formatted in a way where it's like, I care for this person as a human being.
Right.
So Camryn, just walk us through that moment when you got eliminated.
So when I got eliminated, that was the episode with the Grill Masters, where we had to make the app. And I think that I let so much get in the way of actually completing a challenge to my best ability. I think it got me scrambled. I At the very last minute, it was just kind of sort of just throw everything together. I remember even asking you, Dr. Piss, I was like, because I remember you were like, you were waiting for somebody to ask a specific question from all the seasons. And then you told us what the question was. And then during the challenge, when I was freaking out and spiraling, I was like, Dr. Pitts, can I ask you a question, even though you already told us what the question was? And asking you was basically, what would you do during this challenge? And you told me, you was like, well, see, you're running out of time. You know, you might as well just make what's better on his brand. He got his brand. He don't want to elevate it. So just make it better. Just make it a little bit better. And that's what I did, but I don't think that I did it to my full potential because I had so much going on. I was worried about the time, the technical difficulties we had, the Wi-Fi was going slow. It was so much going on during that challenge. So just in like real life as an entrepreneur, everything's not going to go right. Sometimes nothing is going to go right, but it is up to you as an entrepreneur to show up the way you need to. You need to show up and represent yourself, your brand, whatever the case may be, because that's what the show was about. The show wasn't even about our brand specifically. It was about us as an entrepreneur. How do we show up under pressure? If this was real life and you only got an hour to send something over to a client, how would you do it? Or would you let time constraints and technical difficulties get in the way? So that day, I wasn't even really upset about the elimination. I got to take some time. That's what I needed. I got to, first of all, sleep. After I got eliminated, I think I slept for like a half day. And then after that, I sat down with pen and paper, no computers, no internet, no nothing. I sat down with pen and paper. What do you want? What's wrong? How can we fix that? Is what you're going down, is that really what you want to do with the hospitality business? Is that what you really want to do? And I think that night that I got eliminated is when Craving Her Curve started speaking to me again. So yeah, from the start of the day to the end of the day, I felt different than all the other days that I was there. I think I jinxed myself a little bit. I kind of had a feeling that I was going to have a bad day and get eliminated. But regardless of the fact, I'm happy that I did because I was able to take the rest of that time to really get back to me and get back to Craving Her Curves. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And guys, you would have just had to be there because there were challenges that Camryn came so close. Because guys, listen, I want you to let's be clear here. I do no eliminations, right? The judges do all of that. And Camryn she came so close to some of the challenges of being the individual to receive bank, right? Because I guarantee you 100% if Camryn had bank, baby, she was coming back.
My strategy, I was going to stay in the middle through the whole entire challenge until it was like the last 3, and then I was going to take them out. Let me have some bank. It was going to be OB for y'all.
Oh, man. If she had bank, baby, it would have been an issue. It would have been an issue. And you know, a lot of the contestants.
Craving Her Curves, it would have been a problem.
Yeah. and listen, and there's a lot of the contestants who actually there was a lot of contestants that made it further than what was expected. Yeah. And that's what happens, right? Of course, guys, as the staff, as a producer, we always pick who we think the favorite is going to be or who we think is going to get to the end. And I promise you, there were a lot of contestants that shocked everybody, right?
Yeah.
That shocked everybody.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to get into those interviews. Fortunately,
Yeah.
Camryn, you were not one of those people that people was like, oh yeah, she's not gonna make it. Baby, you were selected to be at the end from a lot of the people on the staff. They just loved you, loved what you brought. Jamie was probably in the comment section right now going crazy because, like,
I love me some Jamie.
yeah,
Jamie, I miss you.
So absolutely. So last question, Camryn, before we go, what advice would you give to an entrepreneur that says, hey, I now want to become an entrepreneur, an up-and-coming entrepreneur, a current entrepreneur that says either A, I want to become an entrepreneur, or what advice would you give me as an entrepreneur in my journey currently right now?
Well, Dr. Pitts, you a lot farther than I am, so I don't know if I can give you too much advice. So I'm gonna pick the first option. But advice that I would give somebody who is thinking about becoming an entrepreneur, first of all, the first thing I would say is look at your lifestyle, look at your schedule, how much time do you have? Because it's very hard to be an entrepreneur with a 9-to-5. I'm gonna just be real with you. So if you are one of those type of people where you have to do both, just take in consideration of how much work and energy that's actually going to take, and if you can show up in your business the way you need to with that 9-to-5. Another piece of advice that I would give somebody, a new entrepreneur, is stay true to yourself. Even with the first bit of advice that I gave you, if I'm trying to think of how to word this, if you, like I did with hospitality, I thought that was a good moneymaker. So I thought that was a good business to go into, and it still is, but that doesn't mean that was something that I should do with the rest of my life. And it took it took those 6 days to sit down and really not put anybody else before me, only focus on my priorities and what I want, for me to have to realize that. And it cost me the show. Had I came on the show with Craving Her Curves on my back and the confidence that I have in myself, I probably could have won that show, or at least been neck and neck with Wesley and Brittany, you know? So it's like, just stay true to yourself. Don't let life tell you what you need to do. Pray, meditate, listen to yourself. And yeah, that's really all I got. Everything else should fall in place.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, guys, you heard it here from the one and only Miss Camryn Taylor. Miss Camryn, tell everybody how they can stay connected with you. How do they follow you? How do they support you? Give everybody all of the information that they need to stay connected to Camryn Taylor.
All right. So I am a Facebook girly. If you're looking for me, you can definitely find me on Facebook at Cammy Marie. And Marie has 2 E's at the end. On every other platform, you can find me at Craving Her Curves or CHC Lingerie. And then my website is www.cravinghercurves.com, where you can see all the things that I have going on and check out my ebook, Dear Little Me, that was birthed here on the show.
Absolutely. Well, Miss Camryn, we appreciate you so much. Thank you for being a part and helping make season 3 of The Real Entrepreneur. Make sure that you guys tune in on tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we are
continuing. I greatly appreciate everything.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, guys, that was it, Miss Camryn. We will see you later. We appreciate you tremendously, and thank you so much. All right, guys. Well, listen, that was the one and only Miss Camryn Taylor. Again, I'm excited for the direction that she's going in. Man, when I tell y'all that's what this show is about. Exposure to rebirth, recreate, restart. Entrepreneurs who are on a journey, entrepreneurs who are looking to birth themselves or rebirth themselves. This is what this platform is about, right? So I thank you guys for tuning in. I thank you guys for supporting entrepreneurs like Camryn Taylor and all of the other contestants that are a part of the show. You guys already know my quote: coming together is the beginning, sticking together is progress, but working together is success. My name is Dr. Casual Pitts, and I'll see you guys on the next interview of The Real entrepreneur. Peace.